I want to know about how, once you decided to make that change, how difficult was it to get buy-in? And also, how do you balance the training aspect versus the actual pitching portion?
Um, yeah, so the buy-in, that's a unique question. And I didn't really anticipate this when I first started, because when you go from playing career to coaching, you have buy-in. Especially if your name is recognizable or you came from maybe a program that people know, or you have some connection. So I always got buy-in when I was doing coaching. And then in strength world, and this is going to sound kind of, I don't know, like PC, but there's no buy-in when you're a female. Like when you're a female talking about strength, there's no buy-in. Like people don't trust you because there's not enough of us in this world.
Yeah.
So one of my first like go abouts with it was taking a local travel ball team and trying to do some programming and do some training from them. And there was a lot of pushback from a lot of the dads. Like, what does she know about strength? And it didn't matter what my biography said. It didn't matter where I went to school. It didn't matter all the certifications I took. How could I teach strength? And that's a horrible thing to say, but that is out there in the strength world. There is a struggle to see that women can possibly understand the strength and
Hmm.
conditioning. So few of us, if you go to a college weight room, how many of them are female strength coaches in there?
Maybe one.
Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
usually like only with women's teams for the most part. So that was I've never experienced that in my life up until that point. Like I never had doing a pitching lesson. I never had a dad question my knowledge of pitching.
Right.
Um, but immediately I stepped into that world. So I had to figure out how to create buy-in. And for me, it was like, well, I just need to align myself and create my network of people around me that either you realize that I know what I'm doing and that I can help your daughter, or you don't and you go off on your own. But I have people around me that are validating and giving the legitimacy to what I'm teaching and saying and doing. And for me, that was having those conversations with college coaches and sitting down and asking questions and doing some research and building those connections. And then when those coaches come back and say like, oh no, like she's, pretty good, then it's kind of hard for people to ignore. So there's that level. And then there's a buy-in issue with athletes themselves. And that doesn't have to do with like a gender issue. That's just, I don't understand why you're telling me if I want to throw harder that I need to work on my ground force. I don't get that. Like, shouldn't I just practice more? But the easiest way to get buy-in is to really show them something simple they can't do. So you put an athlete in a crawling pattern and have them crawl on their hands and knees, and you put like a cone and a ball on their back. And you say, all right, for you to be able to produce some rotary power, you have to be able to stabilize it first. So as you go into a crawling, you go like opposite arm, opposite leg, you have to rotate an amount. But can you control that rotation? Like, do you know how much your hips are rotating versus how much your torso is rotating? And so it looks simple. You demonstrate to them like, oh,
Yeah.
it's pretty easy. And then they do it and the ball falls off within the first step and they're dripping sweat by 10 steps later. And they're like, this is really hard. Like, yeah.
Hmm.
Like, like you did this as a baby,
Yeah.
you're on the ground with all fours, points of contact. You should be able to stabilize easier than 2 points of contact on the ground when you're right. So I think
Hmm.
that was the kind of aha moment for me is I have to put athletes in situations where they don't do it well. And it's a perceived very simple task. Like, can you stand on one leg and do a hip hinge and touch the ground? You fall over. Well, it's probably not a good sign, or just can you stand on one leg? There's that.
Yeah.
Uh, and
Totally.
athletes, we want to be perfect at everything physical, right? Like you're a phenomenal athlete. If I put you into an assessment and made you try to do something simple and you couldn't do it, you would be frustrated.
Yes, I would.
Right? So you tap into a little bit of that, and then that competitor in them is like, oh, I'm gonna figure this out. And now they're motivated to want to figure it out. And so then you're like, okay, now let's connect the dots. Let's explain to you
Hmm.
why that is important. So then you bridge it, right? So crawling, and then maybe you go to a hinge pattern. But now let's talk about your medicine ball throw. Okay, so we've got to be able to throw this 6-pound medicine ball, be able to initiate with our hips and then our torso. So we've got to be able to figure out how to control that rotation. Okay, now that 6-pound medicine ball, now let's pretend that's a ball in your hand and you're whipping your arm around.
I was like,
It's
oh.
right. We go slow, medium, faster. And
Yeah.
so that's what's really cool. training is you don't have to do that all in one session. You just have to get the athlete bought in to start. And then every day you give them a little bit more understanding and a little bit more ahas. And it's pretty cool in our facility when our kids have like moments like, so that's why we're doing this. Like, oh, you wanted my front side to block rotation when I throw. Yes. Like, oh, that's why we're doing that single leg, like reach drill. Yes. That's what, and then they're like, oh my God, that's, and they feel empowered. So
Yeah.
I think people think I have to convince you all in day one. Like,
yeah.
I just got back for day 2.